Welcome back to Lars Larson Show. You see, I am now sharing the table with Ann Coulter, who I don't see in person all that often, and she's like me. I keep talking even when the mic is off, and so do you. And I'm glad to see that I'm not the only person who has that. Should we call it an affliction, or is it an advantage? I tell my producers that if I don't talk during the breaks, it's like a runner who's running a race.
Right, you got to keep
stop,
going.
You cool off, the muscles stiffen up.
You're right.
You look more like a runner than I do, though. It's great to see you in person.
So good to see you in person.
And I know you say, but we're at feet to the fire. We have to talk immigration. We can talk immigration issues, but I want to get your take on what is going on right now, not with actual articles of impeachment, but another inquiry.
They're unbelievable. I posted my column 10 seconds before running down to do this interview because I had to throw away the column I was going to post today because I'm doing radio all day. And at lunch hour, had to rewrite it once I read the transcript. Well, the transcript I really want to see is the transcript of Nancy Pelosi reading the transcript, cursing out her aides, cursing out whomever had the bright idea to demand the transcript. The transcript isn't just, I keep hearing people say, this doesn't hurt Trump at all. Forget hurting Trump. This is magnificent for Trump. Oh my gosh, Democrat, they have fulfilled the maxim, never ask a question you don't know the answer to. Obviously, this whistleblower is some lunatic. I think it's Christine Blasey Ford. Could be James Comey, but it's some nut, drama queen, hysteric, who wasn't the one who was supposed to be listening to the president's phone calls. You know, she never heard the phone calls. I'm just assuming it's a she.
The person who is the so-called whistleblower wasn't in the room, wasn't on the call, so they heard it from a guy or a gal who heard it from a guy or a gal.
Right, and the crucial thing is the people whose job it is to make sure the president doesn't say something inappropriate thought it was fine. Just keep that in mind. They did not blow any whistles. No, they were fine with it. So obviously, we're having yet another, fire drill. You get a call, 3 a.m. Get up, run to the square. We're under attack. No, that's not blood. That's magic marker. No, not again. Don't do this to us again. So you have some nut whistleblower. Then you read the transcript. Number one, and I was watching MSNBC. Now that's an affliction.
I watched Morning Joe this morning just to get my blood pumping.
That's a sickness, my love for hate watching. I will admit that. This is not for normal people. But if you listen to MSNBC, their argument, this is not the truth, but their argument is Trump, it's outrageous. It's a quid pro quo in exchange for foreign aid to a desperate, needy ally. And he asks for a favor in return, i.e., exactly what the Obama administration did that he wants investigated. So I guess their argument is, no, but they're bad. We're good. When we do the same thing, it's for something good. No, wait, we're Obama and Biden. We're good. That's going to be their argument here. And then you get down to, and I'm probably running out of time, but read the column. The two things,
I do want you to read the column, but you're fine.
There are two things that are mentioned. I am giving you the Cliff Notes. There are two things that Trump mentioned and does it beautifully. And, footnote, can you imagine being the translator for Donald Trump?
The stream of consciousness thinking.
He does not speak in English sentences. The translator, wait, what? There's no verb here. So Trump raises in this gentle way two things, Hunter Biden and CrowdStrike. Hunter Biden is the Biden son being paid millions of dollars by a Ukrainian company.
$50,000 a month for 5 years adds to $3 million. To be on a board of directors he's not qualified to be on?
Oh, he's taken a lot of crack. I don't know why you say he's not qualified, Lars. Okay, so Biden has bragged. I'm sure you've played this for your listeners because it is hilarious. Biden brags about, and I said I'm catching a plane in 6 hours out of Ukraine. And if you guys haven't fired that prosecutor, you're not getting this check. Okay, so Trump says, I've heard Biden say this. It sounds kind of bad to me. And the Ukrainian president says, yes, you're right. And the prosecutor was fired. So that's point one. 99.9% of Americans have never heard this story. Yep, they're going to hear it now. CrowdStrike, point two. What's CrowdStrike? CrowdStrike is the Ukrainian-backed firm, cybersecurity firm, that launched this entire Russian insanity on us. That is the firm that Hillary and, DNC, DNC wouldn't allow the FBI to look at their servers. When WikiLeaks dumps the DNC emails, they distract from it. It's a Russian conspiracy. Well, did the FBI conclude that? No. Did the CIA conclude that? No. This Ukrainian Ukrainian firm, anti-Russian Ukrainian firm, are the only ones to see the server. We now know the Russian collusion thing was nonsense. So these Ukrainians have turned our country upside down, driven one political party out of its mind, driven, the media out of its mind. I think a lot of Americans would like to know a little more about this CrowdStrike. And that's basically all Trump says.
And then let's go back to the so-called whistleblower, whether or not he or she actually meets the definition.
James Comey.
James Comey. And the attorney representing this person is a Clinton attorney, a Clinton-connected attorney.
At this moment, you could knock me over with a feather.
I know. It's stunning, isn't it? I'm shocked, I tell you. But this is how crazy it gets. I want to know if there's another political angle to this. Elements within
getting rid of Biden, yes.
With just plain Joe or blue collar Joe or whatever he called himself.
I wonder about that because I think it's going to have that effect. Though, on the other hand, as I say in my column, I tweeted yesterday, I ripped off my own tweets for my column. I think it could be a secret plan to get Donald Trump etched on Mount Rushmore. And the Democrats thought, well, either we do this week or we head out to South Dakota.
But listen, none of this makes any sense to make such a fuss over all of this when they made a fuss over, like you said, they ask a question they didn't know the answer to.
Yep.
And that's the lawyer. They teach you that first day of law school, right? And they say, we've got to see the transcript. You say, okay, fine, here's the transcript. Go for it.
Yep.
And then, of course, it was declared fake the night before it was released by the rocket scientists on CNN who said, no, it's going to be fake, whatever it is. Well, do any of these people believe that they, within the Trump White House, which has its share, and unfortunately, of people apparently still don't like the president,
including the crazy whistleblower,
that they wouldn't get the other one leaked out, whatever the real transcript
No,
is?
now we're getting into a level of conspiracy theorizing that my brain just can't even handle. But you are right. I do believe they are saying, no, it's redacted. It's not the full. Look, if you read the transcript, which again, the New York Times will not be on the home page. Let me put it that way. CNN has already taken it down. They threw it up when it first came out, and now they're realizing, oh crap.
This doesn't work for
Let's
our side.
just tell them what it says. No, you got to read the transcript. It is so obvious. I mean, for example, the way Trump talks. I mean, the only thing he didn't do was brag about the size of his inaugural crowd. I was sort of disappointed he didn't work that in. But he complains about, why do we have to pay for all this, all your aid? Why isn't Germany kicking in? The both of them go back and forth about, what a wench Angela Merkel is. And hey, why doesn't she do something? She bosses us around. They agree on that. These are too small. What I just highlighted are the two things that the media do not want the American people to find out about. They've been hiding it from us, and now we're going to be the ones standing outside the New York Times buildings with signs. Release the transcript! Release the transcript!
Well, and isn't all of this going to naturally require reporters to say, well, we should take a look at China as well because of what Hunter Biden got out of China, which they've been avoiding.
I think our media will not say that, Lars. No, I do not think that will happen.
I mean, that one's worse than the $3 million. Having $1 billion dropped in your hedge fund after you take a trip with dear old dad. How do you explain that away? You got to read her column. I'll be reading it too because you posted it so late. I haven't read it before the interview. But Ann, thank you so much for stopping by at Fair.
So good to see you in person.
It is Feet to the Fire with Miss Ann Coulter, and be sure to check out her transcript because I'll be reading it, or her transcript, her column, because I'll be reading at the same time that you will be. It's a pleasure to be with you. We're live on Capitol Hill, and we'll continue the broadcast tomorrow here at the Federation for American Immigration Reform. You're listening to the Lars Larson Show.